So here I am with my Zenith Tennyson chassis I've been working on. This is the 24H21 chassis, and electrically I haven't found any major differences between the last one I worked on, which went into my Wadsworth console, was a 24H20 chassis. But this tube tilted over is the only noticeable difference that I've found. And the reason this tube is tilted over is the CRT for this set, the Tennyson, is a 19-inch. The one that I worked on last winter was a 16-inch. So, and I did buy two. I'm going to replace the vertical height pot, which is touchy. It's a 7.5 meg, and here is the replacement. I did buy two Clarostats for it. Brand new old stock, 7.5 megs, and so I'll be replacing that vertical height pot on the chassis. This thing is moving along. I'm hoping that I can get this thing back together sooner than I expected. I've changed out the pot. Here's the new one, and here's the old one, but this pot I think is a replacement already. Zenith in their service manual mentions this pot. This is a 7.5 meg pot. And apparently this design in the circuit, this kind of a pot was very troublesome because if it gets just a little bit noisy, a minuscule change in resistance, and it affects the picture. 7.5 meg, that's pretty big. So should have had a 10-turn pot in that circuit. But anyways, here's a new Clarostat I put in, new old stock. This one is, from when I decided it, I'm pretty sure this was already a replacement. It worked okay, but I thought it was a little touchy. I thought as long as I bought this new one, when I replaced the one in the 24H20 chassis, I figured I'd use it because that's why I bought it. So I changed the pot. So I've replaced the pot. I'm going to see how stable it is as soon as this thing warms up. Well, I swear it worked better with the old pot. There we go. A lot more stable. Very, very stable now. This ripple in here, I'm almost certain that I'm getting hum. I'm getting hum from my my leader pattern generator. I bought that from eBay, and I hadn't gone through the power supply, but it could be that the power supply might need to be recapped in that thing. I remember when I got the blonder tongue agile monitor, or monitor. Let me try this again. The blonder tongue agile modulator. There we go. I got it correct this time. That had a shot power supply and it had to recap the whole thing. And I think this is the same deal with this. I don't think that ripple is really from the TV, but this picture is very, very stable. And I'm thinking I'm going to put the big picture tube on the chassis now, because I'm pretty sure that this set's going to be I'm not going to have much problem with getting this set done. So that's where I'm at this point. Just taking a moment to tell you that anybody's ever worked on one of these sets, putting this big 19-inch picture tube in and lining up these two bolts it's got to go through this plate, through the plastic plate, the holes in the plastic, and then through another plate behind it before it screws into the chassis. That is a real challenge to get that lined up and to get it working. I've got this together, but I'm going to tell you, I let out a lot of cuss words in doing it. And here's something else of importance to note. These tubes are sprayed with an anti-glare material. It's sprayed onto the surface, and it's not dirt, although there was a lot of dirt on the hair I had to wash off. But when you take it off, you'll see that this anti-glare material is going to be blotchy. It's not going to be even anymore because a lot of it has come off. So the only thing I can do with this now is to take it all off if I can, so it isn't very noticeable in the picture. But that's what makes a Black Magic tube, is this material that they spray on the tube to make it an anti-glare material, so it's not very shiny. So I'm going to take the rest of that off. Well, I got the 19-inch tube on it, and I've got the linearity adjusted as good as I think I could get it. I'm going to play with it a little bit more, but boy, adjusting these things, that is really a challenge. And the picture still jiggles a little bit. Those pots are really, really touchy. And, you know, I've cleaned them, done the best I could with them, but I'll try cleaning more. And, of course, one is brand new. I replaced the vertical height pot. But, well, when you consider how old this set is, the fact that I've even got the thing working as good as it is all the way around says something. But I'm going to play with the adjustments a little bit more and see if I can get it just a little bit better before I pop it back in the cabinet. I think I'm about as far on this thing as I'm going to go for now. I'm going to put it back in the cabinet to get it out of the way, but it's working.
The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show.
It isn't the best picture.
First in rubber.
The linearity looks a little bit off yet. I played with it and played with it, trying to get it better. It looks better when you do this.
If you live in a part of the country where it snows, this could happen tomorrow. And whether or not you get stuck might depend on the kind of tires you drive on. These cars tried to get up this slippery hill and couldn't make it. But watch this car equipped with BF Goodrich Lifesaver tubeless tires. Watch how it passes stalled motorists, even picking up speed as it goes right up the hill. You see, the BFG Lifesaver takes hold on slippery roads because its tread is engineered with more than 10,000 grip blocks that grip like a caterpillar tread. On packed snow, on ice, or wet pavement, they give you more stop. And they give you more go, too. Notice how the car on the left with Lifesavers pulls away easily, while the other car with regular tires...
I have to turn the contrast all the way up to get a decent picture out of it. I can turn the brightness down. It's not a very bright picture, but that's about, I think, as good as that tube is going to go. I could play around with it a little bit more with the linearity, but I think it's about as good as I'm going to get it for now.
Gracie? Gracie!
Oh, hello, Harry.
Hey! I didn't know you'd written an article for Look magazine.
Oh, sure. I wrote that some time ago.
Well, I saw it on the newsstands, and I grabbed a couple of copies and ran...
So I'm going to put this back in the cabinet.
Shame on you, Harry. If you pay for things, you don't have to run. Come on.
And probably might look at this set again another time to see if I can do any improvements on it, but I think it's as good as I'm going to get it for now.
My Life with George Burns by Gracie Allen.
Yeah, it's all about our marriage.
George know about it?
Oh, he must. He always sends me presents on our anniversary.
That humor, Gracie Allen, this was such a good show.
It's a brand new vacuum cleaner.
Oh.
Well, that's it for now.
Burns
I got the picture a tad better
George know about
by adjusting the AGC, but you know, you have to kind of play around with it to try to get the buzz out of it
the wrong direction?
and get the buzz set to a minimum. But adjusting the AGC brought the picture a little bit brighter. And I guess this is not bad considering how old this set is. I don't know. You know, how much more better can I make it with my skills? But as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to put this back in the cabinet and just consider it for now done as much as I'm going to do it. I want to get into that silver tone that was given to me earlier this summer, as I promised the person who gave it to me that I would restore it, and I hope I can. At least I'll have to take a look and see what I'm up against when I take it apart like I was with this set. But considering that this set was completely dead when I got it, no picture, no sound, it's pretty good. A little bit of buzz, there's some sets you can't get that out of it for some reason. But I'll play with it a little bit yet before I put it away. That'll be about it for now.